Did anyone ever tell you that life after 80 might throw you a curveball? Even the strongest and most independent individuals often find themselves caught off guard by what comes next. In today's video, we're exploring 5 unexpected and often harsh realities that tend to surface once you step into your 80s. These aren't just the physical changes or the statistics on your medical chart. These are the quiet, deeper shifts, how others interact with you, how your relationship with time evolves, and how your memories begin to whisper truths you hadn't fully noticed before. Some of these changes you may have sensed already, but struggled to name. Others might come as a surprise, but they all have one thing in common. They influence how we experience aging in profound ways. Stick with us through the end, because while these shifts can feel heavy, understanding them can bring clarity, purpose, and even a new kind of strength. There's power in giving words to what you're living through, and in knowing that you're not alone. Let's begin. Reality number 1, the shrinking world of social connection. One of the first subtle changes after 80 is how much smaller your social world becomes. Sure, the occasional call still comes in. Visitors may still stop by now and then. But both the frequency and the feeling begin to change. What used to be a natural rhythm of conversations and connections starts to feel more scattered, even fragile. Friends move away, fall ill, or pass on. Family members get caught up in their own fast-paced lives. And before you know it, silence replaces chatter. This isn't about bitterness. It's about honesty. Few people talk openly about how difficult it becomes to maintain relationships after a certain age. You notice the drop-off in invitations, the long pauses between visits, and even if you've always been content with solitude, the silence somehow speaks louder than it used to. You may find yourself reminiscing, not just out of longing, but as a way to hold on to those you love. The laughter you shared, the daily routines you once took for granted, they become treasured memories. And feeling this way? It's not weakness. It's not even loneliness in the traditional sense. It's a quiet adjustment that almost everyone goes through, but few are truly ready for. That's why emotional connection, whether with yourself, your life story, or just 1 or 2 close people, becomes more important than ever. When the crowd fades, the depth of a few meaningful relationships becomes all the more precious. Reality number 2, how small health issues become big ones. Another surprise that often comes with life in your 80s is how quickly minor health issues can escalate. A simple cold lingers for weeks. A small bruise takes much longer to fade. A misstep you'd have laughed off in the past can now lead to weeks of recovery, or even a hospital visit. It's not just that the body slows down, it's that its ability to bounce back starts to waver. The margin for error shrinks. Skip a meal or forget to hydrate, and your whole system can feel the impact. You may still feel strong, and in many ways you are. But the quiet resilience that once carried you through daily life without thought now requires your full attention, your care, and most of all, your patience. And here's the thing, not many people talk about this. Friends, family, even doctors may brush it off as just aging. But you feel it. You notice every slow recovery, every delay in regaining your energy. The real challenge? It's not just physical, it's emotional. There's a frustration in realizing your body doesn't respond like it used to. And if you've spent a lifetime being active, capable, and independent, this change can feel deeply personal, like your own body is betraying you. But here's the truth. Awareness is strength. When you start to really pay attention to how your body behaves, you can adapt. You can slow down, without giving up. You can tune in to what you actually need: more rest, more water, more kindness toward yourself. This stage of life isn't about proving how tough you are. It's about protecting the strength you still have and not taking it for granted. Sometimes, the most courageous thing you can do is allow yourself to recover fully. If you're still with us and finding these reflections helpful, drop a number 2 in the comments so we know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love for you to hit that button and turn on the bell so you don't miss the rest of this important series. Your support means the world. It helps us continue creating content that informs, encourages, and uplifts. Now, let's move ahead. Number 3. The quiet loss of visibility in social spaces. One of the most jarring changes that comes after 80 is how quickly people begin to overlook you, not out of malice, but due to a subtle cultural shift that few acknowledge. You enter a room, and the energy doesn't shift the way it used to. You speak, and sometimes others talk over you, not out of rudeness, but because they assume you've finished. You find yourself repeating things, waiting longer to be heard, or feeling unseen in conversations, even with family. This isn't just about being ignored. It's about a gradual fading of presence in a world that moves faster and places youth at the center more than ever. And very few people prepare you for this. It can feel like your age walks into the room before you do, like your stories, your thoughts, your life experience are brushed aside, even when they carry more truth now than ever before. You've lived, you've lost, you've loved, and yet there are times when your presence feels diminished. This reality can stir up a mix of emotions: sadness, frustration, even a quiet form of grief. But there's strength in recognizing this change for what it is. It's not a measure of your value, but a symptom of a culture that often forgets how to listen to its elders. You are not unseen. The world may not always recognize you immediately, but your voice still holds meaning. And those who choose to truly see you, to hear your stories, your humor, your reflections, those are the ones who count. They are listening, even if it takes them a little longer to truly pay attention. So don't step back. Don't let the silence define who you are. Speak what you've witnessed, what you've overcome. Be the quiet presence that reminds others what grace, wisdom, and resilience really look like. You may not be the loudest in the room, but you are the most experienced, and that holds more weight than most realize. Number 4, the narrowing of your daily life. One of the more difficult parts of aging after 80 isn't just what changes inside your body. It's what slowly fades on the outside. The life you once knew, filled with familiar routines, people, and places, begins to feel smaller. Not in a sudden way, but bit by bit. You may find yourself going out less, not from lack of interest, but because everything feels a little further, more draining, or simply harder to navigate. Friends who once dropped by may move away, fall ill, or pass on. Neighbors come and go. Favorite spots close down. Your world doesn't fall apart. It just quietly shrinks. That comes with emotional weight. At first, the loneliness might sound like background silence, barely noticeable. But in time, it grows heavier. Even for those who've always been fiercely independent, there's something unsettling about watching the familiar slowly drift away. Yet there's strength in acknowledging this, naming it for what it is. Grief, not weakness, brings clarity. It's the quiet sorrow of witnessing parts of life slip away. Not because you stopped trying, but because you cared. Here's what's also true. While the old world may shrink, a new one can still grow. That growth may not come from travel or grand adventures. It might come from deeper conversations, a bond with someone younger, or the sharing of memories in ways you never have before. Life doesn't have to be vast to be rich. It just needs to stay meaningful. So make that call, even if it's long distance. Join the group, even if it's virtual. Take a short walk, even if it's just to the end of the street. Your world may look different now, but it's not finished. It's changing. And there is still plenty of space for laughter, for connection, and for joy. If you're still here and this message resonates with you, please comment number 4 below to let me know. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any future videos. Your support helps us keep creating content that brings insight and encouragement. Now, let's move forward. Number 5, the unpredictability of your own body. After 80, your body starts giving off mixed signals, often at the most inconvenient times. One day, you wake up feeling clear-minded, stable on your feet, strong enough to take on anything. The next, you're slower, foggier, unsure why your knees feel stiff or why your hands can't quite grasp that coffee cup like they used to. What makes this especially upsetting isn't only the physical inconvenience, it's the betrayal. You've lived in this body for a lifetime. You've relied on it. And now, it keeps changing the rules without warning or reason. You might plan a walk one morning, only to be hit with a wave of exhaustion you didn't anticipate. You might bend down to tie a shoe and realize it takes longer to stand up than it used to. Or maybe you're surprised by dizziness, stiffness, or a strange tingling that fades as quickly as it appeared. And here's the part no one really addresses. This inconsistency chips away not only at movement, but at confidence. Suddenly, you're pausing before leaving the house, not because you can't, but because you are uncertain what your body might do. That doubt can make you feel smaller, more vulnerable, even unsure in situations where you used to feel strong. And that's entirely understandable. But if there's one truth that brings comfort, it's this. Your body might not be reliable anymore, but your reaction to it can be. Flexibility becomes your strength now. Adaptability becomes your tool. You learn how to plan, how to pace, how to treat yourself with patience instead of frustration. You begin listening more carefully, to rest when needed, to stretch, to speak with your doctor not only when something's wrong, but to better understand how to stay one step ahead. Because knowledge, even when faced with uncertainty, gives back a sense of power. So no, your body might not be as steady as it once was, but you, through experience and awareness, are still very much in control. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Final thoughts. We've just walked through 5 harsh realities that often emerge after the age of 80, each one surprising in its own way, and each one capable of quietly shifting how we experience the world. From the thinning of one's close relationships to the physical unpredictability that sneaks in when we least expect it, these changes have a way of catching us off guard. But here's the truth. Acknowledging these shifts isn't about giving in to decline. This is about stepping into your life with eyes wide open, so you can live more fully, more wisely, and more freely. What resonated with you the most? Have you seen any of these 5 realities show up in your own life? or in the life of someone you care about. We'd truly love to hear your perspective. Share one key takeaway from today's video and let us know how you plan to respond to it. Maybe it's letting go of regret. Maybe it's reconnecting with someone you've drifted from. Or perhaps it's simply choosing to treat your body with a little more compassion. Whatever it is, your experience could be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Because growing older isn't about losing value. It's about gaining clarity and depth. And when we acknowledge these truths together, we don't just grow stronger as individuals, we lift each other up. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. We'd love to hear what stayed with you. Drop a comment below and share how you're planning to carry this forward in your own life. Your voice truly matters. Don't hesitate to speak up. Your reflections inspire us and fuel our work. If this video spoke to you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it too. Your support helps us continue creating thoughtful, encouraging content for our community. Thanks again for watching. We look forward to connecting with you in the next one.